What's good, guys? Popo here, and I am so glad to be on the channel today with you guys. Check this out. I'm going to give you 10 reasons. I could probably give you 100 why you might want to consider buying an MPC. You have different MPCs. I know if you have an MPC, you already know all about it. But if you're new to the MPC and you're thinking about switching over, or man, is it really worth spending that kind of money? I want to show you some of the features and some of the differences that there are on these MPCs. They all have the same workflow, is what I really like to say. The first thing right off the bat, whether you have an MPC One, an original MPC Live, or an MPC Live 2, an MPC X, they all have the same workflow, okay? The same screen. Some may be bigger or smaller on other devices. The buttons may vary, but the software and the horsepower is there, okay? So that's the first thing that I want to get at right off the bat. You're getting the same hardware and software that comes with it, which brings me to my second point. The MPC itself comes with this software, and it has so much stuff that you can. It's got all these different plugins that you can use. You can import your own plugins like Fruity Loops and that, which I want to show you that. I mean, that is just super huge, because if you don't want to use this here, because it's really not the best for mixing, but if you want to take your stems out of your MPC and put them into Fruity Loops, all you do is open up a track here with that I have Fruity Loops. And I hit this window and a little box pops up, and then I have my Fruity Loops linked up, and it leaves me out this template, and I can save this however I want to. It gives me up to 16 tracks whenever I do this, so I can go ahead and just replace this with hype or whatever I want. And it's just a really cool way to be able to make a song in Fruity Loops if you like to be able to use this kind of DAW, because I don't know, some of the effects and everything just look a little more clean. That's all. It's just made more for mixing. I'm not knocking the MPC software one bit, but whenever you look at this and I mean, you compare it to this, it's just a little. It works. It works. And even the MPC Beats software, I mean, that's free, and I think you can. I think you can even pair it up with the Renaissance. I'm not sure, but I'm not sure about that. You guys leave me some comments in the links. What's your favorite? I know the 2.10, the updates. The MPC, they keep updating this. Whenever we got it, it was like version 1.9 something, and it did the job. And you go to Akai with your problem or the forums, and they listen as a company, and they keep bettering this thing. Actually own two MPCs, the MPC Live 2 and the X, just because it's a great product. So my third one, okay, check this out. Other than, I want to say my third one would be being able to use Fruity Loops and the software lineup with your own plugins and everything like that. But being able to use Ableton Link. I made a video about how to synchronize two MPCs together. If you have 5 people come over, and one guy only wants to play the conga drums, the other guy wants to play the kick drum. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to do their part. How do you do it in synchronization? And I showed with a personal hotspot on your cell phone how to go about setting that up. And I'll try to leave that in the link in the video, but I'll try to. But so yeah, you can literally, it's like hitting play on 2 cassette tapes at the same time, or 3. Can you imagine having 3 of the same tape in an old school cassette tape, where you have to push play for them to all go off at the same time? It's almost impossible. So that was a really cool feature that the MPC X and Live and One, they all have, the whole lineup. But again, with the software, I really dig it, because I'm getting into software. I use Standalone since the 2000 XL, and I went to believe it was the Renaissance after that, or it was the 5000, then it was the Renaissance, then it came the Live, And then I bought the X, and now I got the Live 2. The MPC One is just as good. I mean, they keep trying to make it better. The screen, actually, I think you get more bang for the buck with the MPC One, with the layout and everything and the portability. But me personally, I'm an MPC Live 2. I really love mine. Okay, let's go for... I can control every single one of my synthesizers that's in my studio. Let me show you this here real quick. Alright, so every single one of these synthesizers, and that's what they are, they're all synthesizers. I have some duck down here, I got the model sculpt down here, Korg mini log. These are just my favorite picks of synthesizers. I could have any synths that I want. These are the ones that I choose. I've gone through a lot. I've gone through a lot. I've gone through a lot of different sounds and a lot of different quality stuff, but I like these. The Studio Logic Sledge, and as far as the modular gear, okay, so number 5 would be I can control every single one of my synthesizers with this USB keyboard. I can go to my Behringer Neutron and hit a key and make some noise. I'm not trying to make a song or anything, but I'm getting noise. Now if I change this to MIDI, I go right over here to my Korg mini log. So I can control my whole studio. I can control any one of these CV gates, okay? And I'm not trying to say, oh, you need all this gear and all that, which brings me to my favorite part, number 6. I guess I'll just keep recording. But these plugins that come inside of your MPC, and I'll zoom in on this screen here in just a second, but if you go to the plugins and you hit like Tube Synth and hit Program Edit, if you look at some of this stuff, oscillator, you have the same stuff that if you read the print that's on these other devices that I have, they say oscillator, and it teaches you. It makes it so easy for me to be able to teach because it's teaching me as I go, and it's an overflow of information. And a lot of the times I'll rewatch these videos just to find out what I did. This way I can do it on my hardware, and it teaches me how to do it, and it's really, really interesting. So oscillator, frequency, mixer, low pass filter. Okay, that's number 6 or number 7, all right? But check this out. Each one of these modules, if you were to buy these, they would cost you, this oscillator 2 EQ is a 2 HP module, and it would probably cost you about $250, $300 if you were to buy the hardware. The module next to it is also it's a 4-channel, it's a 2-channel mixer with a sub oscillator and a ring modulator and drive. Okay, there's not too many modules that do that. So whoever designed this designed it specifically because there's a lot of modules here that don't have that drive or the ring mod tied into the mixer. The low pass filter, you got your cutoff, resonance, slope, saturation, envelope, key track. It teaches you. Okay, they give you all this stuff, dude. Each one of these tabs, this is just one plugin. I think what you got, my favorite now, 10. You got 10 plugins, or I don't even know. You got more than enough to make as many sounds as you want. My favorite are these that allow you to go to like the initial patches and actually mess with those sounds and everything. Okay, that's why I love going into here. I can make my own kick drums, and this actually teaches me how to do it. It's so fast to do it on here, and I don't have to worry about wiring anything to it because it's just this pre-wired. Okay, so I want to go ahead and say the effects that are built into here. I've been trying to EQ and mix, and a lot of people have like, how do I mix? And if you take the person that you're with that's trying to mix, that you're trying to mix their song, if you're in the studio with them and you show them your mix, they're probably going to be, oh, I would have turned this up or turned that down. It's best to have them do. That's the beautiful thing about being able to mix in your MPC. You can level. Now with the drum programs, I'm I'm just saying I'm not doing a tutorial on this, but I will eventually. But the like the eight or ninth thing that I love about this is that your drums, you can lay them all out. You can edit your samples. You can warp them. If you want to play keys, like let's say you're listening to a song on the radio and you're like, man, I'll never be able to afford that Gibson guitar or that rolling keyboard or whatever. But if you get 2 seconds of a clean sound, you can capture it in a whole sound wave. I've made a kick drum out of my voice just seeing the sine wave inside of the sample edit and being able to assign it to a pad. So you can take any sound if you want to, or you can create any sound if you want to. It's just a very intuitive machine. And honestly, I would put it up there with some of the best. It is the king right now, okay? It is the people's champion. And I would represent this. I represent this thing, dude. This is my go-to for any kind of music. I play live instruments, okay? Number 9, number 10. I play guitar. I've played the banjo just to see how it works and get the tones that I want out of it. Maybe for like 2 seconds of a sample for a song, I want that down or whatever it is. I get that sample. Now, if I want to go ahead and I've learned electric guitar, acoustic. I play anything that can make a noise, and I can do my audio tracks that way. I can sample my MIDI, my CV. I can sample my guitars or play the guitar rhythms and everything. I could even resample that. There's so many different approaches to making music that over the last 4 years I've been really blessed to be able to have enough time to sit down and work on this. I've been doing this. This didn't happen overnight. This is a passion of mine. I still have my first original keyboard, and I've really cracked down on this since I was about 14, and I've been really. I never did anything but save money to get gear. That's why I do this, because I don't believe in blowing money on crap gear, okay? So they make this affordable for you guys. And my goal is that I can get on this channel and grow it to where maybe every month or every 3 months, whenever I can generate enough all you guys got to do is like the videos. And if I generate enough likes and enough watch time, I can give hope to people that can't afford this shit, man. I mean, it's really hard. It is really hard to afford it, but I want to thank Sweetwater because, and they do not sponsor this video, but when I had nothing, no gear, no chance in hell to get any kind of gear, I went to Sweetwater, and dude, I think I paid like $40 a month, maybe $30 a month. Don't quote me on that, but I know you can go there, and if you look up an MPC Live 2 or MPC One, the price is there. But if you look at, oh dude, look at what you spend $20-$30 a month on. You know that if you dedicate yours, and that's where I started. I was like, I had to do it. I'm like, I have to. I was tired of trying to run across the room and play this keyboard and sync it to a Boss BR8 channel. It was just a headache. And now they're making it even easier, and that's why I love Akai, man, because they're coming out with bigger and better gear constantly and updates. You can now EQ and everything inside your MPC with or without the computer. You don't need the computer. That's like 11 for me, man. You don't need a computer. I have a degree in cybersecurity, network administration. I don't mind a computer. I just don't like my music being made on one. But now that I'm looking into the software and stuff like that, there are benefits. I mean, it is the other half of your MPC. So you definitely want to get in there and download everything for your MPC. And it's a beautiful workflow to be able to get in here. And as long as the person you're working with has the same software, your collaboration should have no problem. You just send it as project archives over the internet. One last thing before I go, as far as new features on a newer MPC, other than it being on a beautiful keyboard, but like a future MPC X, I would really like to be able to, even if it was forget the DAW list. Put a DAW in it. Put a DAW in it, and I want to be able to start my song. And I want to know how you guys feel about this. Okay, I want to be able to start my song from scratch, resample it, uh, EQ it, everything. Mix, master, you can do all that. You send it back in as an audio track, fade in, fade out. You got your MP3, but the problem is whenever you want to send your song, you can't Bluetooth it to the computer. You can't do anything wirelessly right now, which is fine. But on the new MPC, I would like to be able to browse YouTube straight from the MP. Yeah, I would like to be able to browse YouTube, be able to sample it, be able to post um, my songs straight to DistroKid. DistroKid is not, they don't sponsor me or anything, but that's where you want to put your music. That's just where you want to put your music. And I think it would really, really be a game changer for that. And you could put any price tag you want on something like that, or it just gives somebody the ability to go to the park and make a beat and sell it right there, all on one device. Truly standalone. It don't have to be DAWless, like I'm saying. Truly standalone would be dope. Guys, I've rambled on enough. I hope I gave more than 11 reasons here. So I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, I could go on and on about how beautiful. You can customize your skins now on the MPC. You can create your sounds. You can save your own presets for mixes. Um, it's just a beautiful thing. Did you know you could use your MPC live as a radio? I hooked my cell phone up to the blue USB cable. I had an adapter for my cell phone. Cell phone here with this little adapter, and I plugged in the blue USB cable into my MPC. I put my MPC in controller mode, and it said looking for a computer, but then my phone rang and it came out of my MPC Live speakers. So I'm like, we're so close to just being able to USB the phone to the MPC Live 2. And also, if you USB your phone that way, where it's looking for a computer, the reason I did that is because you can now see your files if you do that, which is really, really dope. So if you haven't tried that yet, USB with the blue cable to, yeah, plug in the USB to the blue one that they give you into your phone with an adapter or however you got to, put your MPC in controller mode, and then you can browse files. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody comes to you, oh, I got that beat on my phone, but blah, 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 be like, give me your phone. I got my MPC in the car or whatever. You just take his phone, hook it up USB, drag and drop it right into your hard drive. I'm for real. I'll make a video about that too. Right on, guys. I'm Polypopo, and I appreciate you for coming out. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Like I said, every single thing that I get from this channel here, I'm trying. Any donations that I get, I'll leave a link in the bottom. It's like I'll leave a link in the thing, okay, guys? But just to leave a thumbs up makes a world of difference. Like, you can literally change somebody's life by leaving a like. It don't cost you nothing but a click. You know what I'm saying? But right on. I'm gonna holler at you guys later. Have a great night, and yeah, make some music. I'm gonna make some music here. I had somebody say, where's your music at? It's like, I try to make music, but I learned so much that I share it as I'm learning. So if you guys want to hear some of my music, leave a like too. I mean, I don't really, think to play the best beats. I don't make a bad beat. My thing is, a bad beat is one that hasn't been heard. But if you guys want to hear me jam out for like an hour or something like that, just let me know, and I'll go live sometime and make that happen. Right on. I'll talk to you later. I'm Polypopo. I'll see you later. And that's my 11 reasons. I was gonna go with 10, but yeah, it's probably like 12. That's what it is. Right on. I don't have no music or nothing